Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Tiwi. Forgive my setup. There's a window behind me. The lighting is crazy. I'm in a different location. I'm in my childhood bedroom at home. I came home for Christmas, and this video will be about my experience so far being home. I got here, skip the intro. I'm just going straight into it. I got here Sunday afternoon, and today is Thursday. So I've been here for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days. And yeah, in just 4 days, I've thought about a lot. I'm gonna just get super cozy because this is a chill vibe, and I'm not it's super chill over here. So, I live in Dublin, Ireland. You may know this, but I'm originally from Lagos, Nigeria, and before now, I hadn't been home in 3 years. Last time I was home was 2022, the whole of summer, and I went back to Ireland in September. So it's been a while, and yeah, me and my family, we figured it's been too long. I had to come home, I had to touch grass and see everyone and just chill. And yeah, it's been nice catching up and seeing everyone, but oh my god. The moment I landed at the airport, the Lagos Murtala Mohammed Airport, if you know, you know, I knew that I had to make a video talking about this because I just thought that this would be a good thing to talk about. And I also just think experiences like these are just fun because not everyone gets it and not everyone knows what that's like. So I just figured that it would make sense to make a video about this. The bed keeps creaking because this bed is crazy and it creaks. So I'm sorry. The setup is not the vibe. I have my whole setup at home. I call Dublin my home now because I'm there more. But so it's weird. It's I call this home when I'm in Dublin, but when I'm here, I call Dublin home. But I left my setup in Dublin, so I'd have liked to have my tripod and everything, and have you see the room better. But this is what we gotta work with. We just need to focus on content. It's almost 3 p.m. I've only just eaten breakfast. You know, this house just. I was telling my sister earlier. I was like, it's like there's sleeping gas in this house or something. You just feel so tired and you don't want to do anything. So yeah, I was like, am I really gonna shower and get ready for the day to make a YouTube video? We'll start with this and then maybe slowly I'll do my workout and do my yoga and shower and blah blah blah. I'm supposed to do laundry as well, but anyway, I'm going to try to make this really quick and get my point across. So when I got to the airport, I remembered why I was so sick of Lagos and why I wanted to just leave and go anywhere. I remember I didn't even fully know what Ireland was or what the vibe was in Ireland when I left. I just knew that I wanted to go to college abroad, in another country, and I was like, hopefully Ireland is cool. I knew nothing about Ireland. I just went because I was so tired of living here. And, it's easy to forget why you don't like somewhere when you're away for a few years. But, oh my God, being back here has been so enlightening because I just remembered all the things I hated about living here. And, yeah, the feeling of being trapped here. I think that's one thing that I always mention when people ask me, oh, what was it like moving from Nigeria to Ireland and how's it different, blah, blah. And I always say I feel freer in Ireland. I would say, one, I live alone in that country. I don't live in my family home. I don't have to answer to anyone. So obviously, I just feel like I'm free to do what I want, go where I want. I don't have to explain what I'm doing to anyone. So naturally, I just feel freer. When I'm home, it's different. I feel like I have to stay home and I can just like disappear and go off and do whatever I want because my parents are going to be wondering where I am. So that's that. But that's just on like the family side of things, and on the personal side of things. I go to the airport, and right off the bat, you see the classism, you see the corruption. Like, it's in every single area of this country, man. And it's exhausting, right? In Ireland, people are orderly. People, so if you're going to do something and there's a queue, you follow the queue, you wait for people in front of you to be done, and when it's your turn, you do what you're supposed to do. No one is agitated, no one is screaming. Like, it's just a calmer way of living. Ireland is just so much calmer. You know, people are less aggressive, people are just calmer, and it works better for my nervous system. I just feel, I think you feel naturally more stressed just being in Lagos. Like, it's just how it goes over here. Yeah, and to see like the corruption just right as I landed was just saddening in a way, because all these people were cutting the line, because obviously how things work here is if you have enough money, you can pay to have things be done faster. So you can pay to cut in front of lines, you can pay to get things processed faster, so you're ahead of other people. And when enough people do this, it gets to the point where nothing can run unless you're paying someone so that you can get ahead of the system. And then it creates this system where, like, it's just like capitalism on steroids. Because if everyone is paying to get ahead, at the end of the day, like, you're still like, if it gets too far, you're actually not speeding things up. You're just paying money for the same service, right? And I just think that's so crazy. And I was just thinking, imagine if no one decided to cut in front. No one was like doing all this and, you know, just stressing about you're just going through passport control, immigration in the airport. Like, wait, like, will you die if it takes 5 more minutes for you to go through this? No, you'll be fine, you know. And yeah, I just saw people doing that, and obviously I'm at the back of the line. I was literally like the last person to join the line, because I wasn't just gonna like stand up and queue if I knew I was still gonna get out of there at the end of the day. So I rested, I had heavy bags, and then I got to the end of the line, and I still made it out of there. So I just think, and obviously people cutting in front of the line delayed it, but I just think that it's sad that people can just do something as easy as go through the airport without having to show that they have like power over the next person, or they need to like be ahead of the next person, you know. So it's just, yeah, and we see this everywhere, like just having to pay more money than is required for a service because you want to get ahead of people. The corruption is literally everywhere, like it never ends, you know. People can never accept things for what they are. They feel like they need to exert some power over a situation, and it could be like the simplest everyday situation, but no, they feel like they need to take a shortcut and like beat the system. And I feel like this way of living can be so dangerous because it can create a life where you feel like you always have to take shortcuts, and if anything feels too difficult, you're less resilient and you're more likely to give up because you're used to things being easier. You're used to just being able to throw money at things and things just working out for you. So yeah, I don't like that. And I was just observing that, and I thought, wow, this is one thing that I don't miss about this place. I'm happy I'm in Ireland. Like, I don't miss this. And I mean, there's so many other things. Like, the weather is just way too hot, man. It's like, when I got here, like, it was so hot I couldn't think. The weather is so crazy. Like, Ireland's pretty wet, and it can get stormy, and it is a colder country, but there are ways around that, you know? There are ways around that. You can layer up and be out in the cold and for like a short amount of time and still have a good time. With the sun out here, it doesn't matter what you do. Like, you can strip and you're still gonna be burning. Like, it's so hot. So yeah, I definitely prefer Ireland weather. Like, what are we talking about? Um, and obviously, just quality of life. Quality of life in Ireland is just better. Like, obviously, just look this up yourself. The quality of life of a typical Nigerian is just so low because when you think about like all the barriers, like all the hoops you have to jump through, all the challenges, all like the like obstacles that are in your way. By the time you get to the end of your day, you just feel completely exhausted. You know, like there's nothing refreshing about going through a typical day in Lagos. You just feel exhausted. And in terms of like access to, I don't know, just everyday basic services, the quality of life here is just not good enough. Even when it comes down to things like produce and like finding like quality food. Another thing that I encountered recently was, you know, my mother and my sister, they're always trying to buy skincare and they're talking about how um, hard it is to find original skincare products here. And I didn't think it was that bad until my sister showed me this sunscreen that she bought. So I put her onto Tokobo sunscreen, which is a Korean SPF. And she found it online and ordered for the sunscreen, right? And she paid full price for this, so she expected it to be legit, and she thought she was using Tokobo sunscreen. And I came home and I checked it, and I smelled it and like checked everything and compared it to like the sunscreen I had, and we realized that she got scammed. Like they just sent her like a fake product. It wasn't the sunscreen, and we just thought it was crazy that like the fact that you can pay a full price for something from a site that's reputable enough and you think that you're going to get a quality product and it ends up just being fake. You know, that's also an example of just all these little things just reduce your quality of life and just make you feel unhappy in general. And yeah, I don't know, man. And I think obviously when you move out of Lagos, Nigeria, and you move to other places and you get to experience other things or you get to experience more things, if you visit or if you ever come back, like you just see how many things are lacking because of what you're used to wherever like you move to, and it just makes it even worse. I mean, like when I was home before I ever traveled anywhere, yeah, I was obviously unhappy with some things and I knew that I could get a better quality of life elsewhere. But because I hadn't experienced that myself, I didn't know how drastic of a change it would be to experience living somewhere else. But now I know because I've experienced it, and yeah, the difference is pretty significant. It's a huge difference. Coming here grounds me for sure because I feel more motivated to lock in, so I never have to live here again ever. Like I have no interest whatsoever in living here ever again. I genuinely just do not enjoy this place, and that's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly okay. Like being able to conveniently like sit on my ass and have access to certain things. I love another thing is like the size of like the city versus somewhere like Dublin. Dublin is so walkable. Like you go outside, there's a bus stop like a few seconds away. You're on the bus, and then before you know it, you're in town. You know, and you can like walk around, and like a few blocks away is a little. Like you can always get stuff close to you. But where I live is like in Lagos. I'm sure there are people who live closer to, I don't know, towns, so it's easier for them to get certain things. But because of how like big the city is and how spread out it is, it's not a walkable city. And I just love a walkable city. And I just feel like me ending up in Dublin was honestly the best luck ever because it just fits, you know, what I'm into. But yeah, I love the walkability of Dublin. I love like being able to access things quickly, and obviously in certain ways Dublin and Ireland in general is a slower paced country. Like you can't get things done as fast, and it can be really frustrating, like bureaucracy or like even when it comes down to things like healthcare and how long those waiting lists are and all these things, it can be quite frustrating. but nowhere is perfect. And if I had to compare between here and Dublin and kind of like, look at my quality of life and where I feel happier, I definitely feel happier in Dublin and Ireland in general. I just think it's prettier as well. Like the architecture, the history there, the way like the city's managed, like just the, what do you call this? It's not like the geography, the topography, I guess. Like how the land looks, how everything looks, the kind of like hue and like tint of the sky there. I just love Ireland. Like I love how like blue the light is. Here the blue is like a more like orangey yellow tone. I love how blue the light is in Ireland. Like the weather is like, more tolerable. It's, I hate people in general, so like sometimes like I just get frustrated with Irish people. But then I also like I noticed like here I've only been here 4 days. I'm done with Nigerians, So I just think regardless of where I go, I will always hate people. So me being frustrated by people, that's just like normal for me. And yeah, like I've been able to compare a lot, and it's just being back here just like it makes me appreciate Ireland even more, and it reminds me of like it reminds me to be grateful for being able to live there because I freaking love it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on being back in Lagos. 4 days in. I have like 2 weeks more to go. So I'm obviously going to see like more family and hopefully do a few more things. In summary, I feel like my quality of life is higher in Ireland. I just prefer how society works over there. I like the energy of the people there more, for sure. People wise, I would say difference isn't too much for me because like people annoy me. Regardless, like Nigerians piss me off, Irish people piss me off sometimes. You know what I mean? And yeah, and sometimes Nigerians don't piss me off and I appreciate them. So yeah, it's mixed. It's a mixed bag. But yeah, the main thing I would say is the corruption in Nigeria is crazy and how that bleeds into just day to day situations. That's sad to see. And, obviously a lot of systems are broken down and the government just doesn't really work for the people. And like the economy is like just crazy and yeah, like there are all these things. And obviously Ireland is in a better position economically and governance wise and all of that. But I do see a future where Nigeria could kind of like deal with these issues and we could reach a point where like we're on the same level as Ireland, but with like hot ass hellish weather. Yeah, like we could just be like these other countries. We could be as strong economically and have people like have a better quality of life, but just with hot weather. We can get there. I believe it. One day that could happen. So yeah, I'm not trying to sit here and be in like a negative headspace and demonize a whole country and be like, oh, woe is me. Because I was in that space when I first got here and I was just looking around, like driving home from the airport and just thinking, like I was thinking to myself, wow, I'm glad I made it out of here. Like this place looks so like depressing and just like dead. And it doesn't, I don't look around and feel like happy with what I see. It doesn't feel aesthetically pleasing for me, like how like Dublin feels aesthetically pleasing for me. And like I was thinking, wow, it's so unfair that people are born here Like, you don't choose where you're born, so you could just be born here. And if you don't have enough money to get the fuck out of here, you're stuck here. There's no hope for you. And I was like, that's like sad. And that just made me sad. And I was like, it's so unfair that people get to be born in like countries that are doing pretty good, you know? But then you can't stay in that place for too long. You just have to come out of it and, you know, think about the life that you have and realize that you can't really live in the what if land and make up hypotheticals in your head. And, wow, imagine if I never left here. It's like, I left, I'm going to lock in and work hard so I never have to live here again because I don't like living here. It's that easy. I don't like it doesn't need to be something that is overly, I don't know, like it doesn't need to be like too deep, you know? Wild for me because I always make everything too deep. But yeah, like that's just is what it is. Like you are whatever position you find yourself in life, that's just where you are. You could be born just broke and just, you know, struggling. You could be born rich and that's just shit. Like that's where you ended up, you know? And you could be born like with good health or you could have health struggles. Like everyone is just dealt what they're dealt and we can't really control that. So might as well just do whatever we can with what we have and just live our lives. So that's just where I'm going to leave it. Those are the reflections I have 4 days into my break. If you can relate to like any of these experiences, if you don't live in your home country and you moved out of your home country, whether for like college, maybe you're moving back, or maybe you decided you hate your home country and you don't ever want to live there and you decided to relocate somewhere else, definitely tell me about your experiences. Like I want to hear like every single experience possible on this. You could be from Nigeria, you could be from other African countries, you could be from Europe, Asia, like wherever you're from, just genuinely just drop a comment and like let me know whether you've experienced this before, or maybe like you've never even thought about living somewhere other than your home country and now you're like considering that. You could tell me about what that's like and where you're thinking of moving to. I would love to hear that. So I'm just going to leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. I really like this channel is my baby now. And yeah, I don't want to be gone for too long. I just want to keep sharing more of my life on here because I think it's a great thing to do and I'll be able to connect with people on here. So if you're here, thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe and like the videos, support, comment. It helps a lot. Thank you. Bye-bye. I need to go shower.